Let's start with the morning's event. It was the first year that they had team roping in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Okay.
I don't know, Cody, I'm sure you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I watched it. That's the year that they roped muley steers there
Yeah,
at the
that's right.
Cheyenne.
You were there. That's right. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember, but they roped muleys that first year that they had the team roping.
Yes.
So anyway, this guy from Southeast Texas wanted to rope with me. And so we entered up, and I think we actually got a time. He got a leg, and I had this big old powerful head horse. And I mean, this sucker had a 454 engine for a heart. And boy, he could run, but he was strong and just borderline dangerous, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And his name was Sunshine, by the way. And so anyway, we roped, and shoot, we were happy. We just got a time, and we were watching some of the other roping, and I went and got me a Coke and like a breakfast burrito and this and that under the stands. The steer roping was going to be a little bit further down. I think they were going to bulldog in between the team roping and the steer roping for some reason. Or maybe we were in a different section. Maybe I was coming back for my second round in the slack. I can't remember the case, but I was going to be tripping a steer like around lunch or something. So around, 10 o'clock, something like that, I go over to get my head horse. I've taken my bridle and everything off. I've hung it on the saddle horn. I put his halter on him and had him tied up, everything. I had me a team roping bag there, like a real team roper. And so I took that team roping bag and kind of, slung it over the saddle horn. And instead of messing with the bridle and the tie down and everything, I thought, I'll just get on him and just ride him back out to the trailer to get my tripping horse with the halter on. As a side note, this horse came off the track.
Okay.
And this is a great big horse with lots and lots and lots of speed. And he's very, very skittish. Very spookish.
What could go wrong?
To the point to where he gets spooked and he'll tear something down or tear something up. So anyway, so we start walking. The break in the track there where everybody goes in and out right there, kind of by those pins.
Yeah.
So I walked through there, and I feel like I had someone that was on my right that was just kind of, walking with me. We had said a couple of things, and a couple of friends came by, and they had all their steer stuff. And anyway, this horse, whenever they went by, this guy, he was jacking with me a little bit, and he kind of put his rope up like he was going to heel that horse on the way by, but actually didn't. And it scared old Sunshine. So Sunshine just immediately took off in a lope. And I thought, well, I didn't think a whole lot of it. And I thought, well, I'll get him shut down. I'm a cowboy. And so we're going down the straightaway, and he's just going a little faster and a little faster. And so I'm double-handed down there on the lead rope, just, really starting to yank with everything I've got. And he's not giving any to it. I thought, okay, cool. Now, a short pause. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have pulled the ripcord immediately. I would have done the tuck and roll and just ended the ride right there. But I thought, well, when we go into the curve, I'll really suck my hand down there and pull his head back and just basically kind of spin him around and break his stride. Well, when we got to the turn like that, I got his head turned around and he was looking at me and I was looking at him, but we weren't doing anything but going faster and faster and faster. And so we get around the turn, and then he sees where that straightaway starts to head out into the parking lot. And I thought, this is not good at all. This is going to be bad. They're going to see me plastered on the nose of a bloomer somewhere. So we're headed out into there, man, and I'm just, you're thinking the worst. Doug Clark comes riding up beside me as fast as he can. And Doug, man, he's hollering at this horse and he's screaming and shooing him. And I mean, basically at one point, I think maybe even our knees might have touched. That he was trying so hard to keep this horse from going out of that straightaway into the parking lot. Well, he got it done. So there was win number one. We're not out into the parking lot.
But you're not
so we're going back down the straightaway in front of the big grandstands where the entertainment stage is. And I thought, well, surely he's not going to run through the entertainment stage. Well, I mean, he's going. It just feel like we just keep going faster and faster. We start to get up to the stage, and he checks a couple of times. And I thought, the ride is finally over. Man, that was a tough one. Well, he identified a gap between the actual arena fence and the very back of the stage, which, Cody, but was not, but about 3 feet wide.
They had a board going over it.
Maybe at most. And they had this big board that they had some electric cables. They were using this board to support some electric cables that were coming from the camera pit over to the stage. And I'm going to tell you what, this board was this a really big horse. And I felt like that board was probably lined up pretty even with my neck.
Or a little bit lower even.
It could have been. Yeah, it could have been, because I know when it finally happened, my saddle horn just barely went under that 4x4.
It didn't look like you were going to make it under from across the way that day.
Hey, that's so ironic, because it didn't look like I was going to make it under there from my vantage point either, Cody. So anyway, we're headed towards it, and I know he's not going to stop. And I'm thinking, okay, what's my option here? I'm really not wanting to jump off on the fence or that stage or anything. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to have to put my arms up and take it. And it was going to be a tough take it. Maybe some broken arms, but maybe I would live. Then at the last minute, I thought, the heck with this. I got to try something. And so I did an extreme, out of this world, left-handed bulldogging move like you've never seen in your life.
I saw it.
So I go off like the left-hand side, and I've still got the saddle horn, and I get down just as low as I possibly can. And I see that board just kind of braze the top of my hand. And I thought, whoa, I've got so much adrenaline going at this point. I'm like, okay, now I want to be back on the animal. So, man, I come back up out of it. Of course, there was a guy that were getting ready for George Strait that night. I can't remember if he was out there or not. I don't know. I do know there was a guy unloading some guitars out of a Suburban. And I went by and knocked his side mirror off and about scared him half to death. But where everybody watches the flat, you know, they're sitting there with their legs cocked over their saddle horns and, you know, they're not paying attention. And everybody's just lined up down there. And there were some of them that didn't see me coming. And there was a guy on the end on a gray horse. He was sitting there and he had his kid that was probably 7, 8 years old sitting on the back with him. And he never did clue into me that I was coming. So, man, we're getting closer and closer. And then I see Kevin Stewart right there. The old, team roper used to go to the finals a lot.
Oh, yeah. Good steer roper, too.
He just does a huge, what do you call that, a hula hand? Where you swing it backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a huge hula hand to try to rope that horse. And then he was just going to try to throttle the horse down. Well, as he's doing this, I'm raising my arms up again for impact. I'm thinking, we're hitting this gray horse. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I forgot about this part.
I'm hitting the gray horse. So I'm putting my hands up. The hula hand loop comes, and he gets so close. And his intentions were so good. But he actually roped me.
I forgot about this, Jimbo.
And so he roped me. And then when it did, it just sucked my arms down to the side, to both my sides. So whenever I made an impact, I was helpless. Absolutely helpless. And so I just T-boned this poor man with his poor offspring sitting on the back on a peaceful day at Cheyenne, Wyoming, watching the slack. And I just T-boned them both. And so I went flying over him and his horse. My horse goes down. His gray horse goes down. I'm not too sure there's not a third horse that doesn't go down during all this, because it was a true real life collision. I'll call it what it was. It was a collision. And I had to have looked like a yard dart just being swung out over the top of old Sunshine's head.
Yeah, his arm.
And so, bam, I hit right on the top of my head out there on the track. And it really dazed me. I didn't quite know what was going on. And horses are down. And whenever they're down, both on the side, they're clawing and they're kicking. And I was kind of in the middle of all that and trying to get away from it. Well, I finally get stood up and I see this gray horse that I just ran over. He gets up and he's spooked. Well, he's got a coil. He's got a bunch of coils of a rope wrapped around his back leg, and he's about to run off. And I just happened to look down. Well, it's the coils from Kevin's rope that has come up around my neck at this point. And so this sucker's he's coming around, and I thought, I'm about to make another loop around the Cheyenne track being drugged by my neck. Anyway, Brent Lewis comes running out there, and he grabs me, he grabs the rope, throws it off of me, and we avoided lap number 2. And so Then, man, I am beat up. I've got blood coming out of my head. I don't know what's going on. They take me back into the EMT underneath the grandstands. And as we're going through there, I don't see anybody. Everybody's all cleared out, and there's nobody under there except Lionel Burns eating breakfast. So they take me by there, and he just kind of watches as we go by. Then he comes in there and he says, "Well, did something happen?" You can understand, Cody, probably what I felt like telling him at that point, but I didn't say a word. They asked me who the president was, and this and that, and I was able to get through some of that. So they let me go, and boy, my shirt was torn, and I was not in that good a shape. And then, but I still had time to go rope steers, and I won second in the round.
Perfect.
And so that was the Cheyenne story that you saw and so many have heard about, and that reminded me about 22 years later, every time I go to Cheyenne.
Jimbo, how close was my story to his story?
Pretty close.
It was pretty close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I may have had a couple small details wrong.
I thought you were probably exaggerating, but you
No,
weren't.
I forgot about the guy roping it.
Yeah, right.
I remember him running into the horse. But for some reason, I don't even know why, I forgot about the guy roping him. And holy moly.
Yeah, got roped. Yeah, sure got roped, man. Yeah. Yeah, I got roped and just yard darted.
It's one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
There's another part of the story, and I could hear him, and a lot of other people could hear him as well. But my friend Joe Beaver, he was sitting up there with where the family sits during the slack, and he stands up and he's yelling. And he's yelling a word that sounds very similar to duck, mother trucker. It's a phrase that sounds almost just like it. Duck, mother trucker, duck.
Yeah.
And his wife hit him. She said, "You can't say that up here." He says, "That boy needs to hear that word right now because he is in danger."
That's coming up to that board, right?
Yeah, that's when I was coming up to the board. Yeah. And because he knew that I was just going to try to take it. And he knew that I needed to hear duck. And I heard that voice over there. It's like, I got to try something. I got to try something. Therefore, then came in the famous left-handed bulldogging position.
That's a good one.
I told you, Jimbo.
Yeah. I
told you
thought you had to be exaggerating.
No, I wasn't exaggerating. I didn't even have the full story.
No.
It got wilder from that
and
point.
probably left a few parts out, I would suspect. Yeah, it was really quite a show. And I tell you what I really learned after that day is to never, ever, ever get on a horse with a halter.
Especially a racehorse at the racetrack.
I never even took that into consideration too, Jimbo. Boy, you talk about feel like an idiot. But I really thought that I could handle that horse with a halter, and I couldn't.